What's up, guys? It's boy Justin here with another Fantasy Month review. And today we're reviewing Black Clover by Yuki Tabata, published by Shonen Jump Manga. This came out in 2015. And oh boy, the anticipation of destroying this book is just... I've been thinking about it all week, man. All week. And I just want to say, like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, please. But, like, I know, Kevin, you love this manga, but, like, and anime. But, like, you even said you never read Naruto. So, you don't know, man. You don't know all the stuff that they ripped off from Naruto. It is insane how shamelessly they ripped off Naruto in this book, man. And the excuse people gave, well, he did original stuff, and it didn't sell well. So he had to, like, you know, rip off the formula. But I think he ripped up the formula a bit too much. Like, I will explain. I wish I had a volume of Naruto here to show to you guys, but, like, I don't. So I had to rip off the sticker because it had the name of a local bookstore. So it's like, oh, but yeah. So yeah, just like in Naruto, it starts off with the Hokage, who's called the Wizard King here, facing off between a demon, just like in Naruto. But, which is funny enough, because if you ever read the first volume of Naruto, you know it says, like, in the extras or whatever, that in Naruto, they were all supposed to be wizards, but because Kushimoto, or whatever his name is, Kishimoto, didn't like drawing the goggles on Naruto's design, decided, screw it, I'm just going to change it to a ninja headband, and he made them all ninja. So, yeah. Just like in Naruto, the main character wants to become the Hokage. The main character in this book wants to become the Wizard King. But they changed some stuff here, where it's like, the Sasuke of this series is basically, they grew up together as brothers, right? So here we see the Wizard King, who looks like grown-up Naruto later off when you see him, by the way. So it's like, just like, oh, by the way, they have a statue of the Wizard King on top of the skeleton of the Demon King or whatever. Which, I gotta say, the art is top-notch. The character design, not so much, but the art is really good. I can see why this guy was a book assistant. Sorry, manga assistant. So here we have the not Naruto, Ashita, asking the nun who raised him, by the way. He's basically like a mother to him. He's asking her to marry him. He's asking her to marry him. And she turns him down and uses magic on him. Which, by the way, can we just talk about how dumb the manga fans are when they're complaining that the protagonist is super annoying in the anime because he constantly yells. The character from the book constantly yells, man. Constantly yells. So what do you think would happen when they would adapt it to animation? Of course, the character is going to still be constantly yelling. It's the thing where you dumbasses didn't realize that because you weren't reading the book properly. It's like, oh my god, so dumb. So yeah, he's an orphan growing up with his fellow orphans, and we established that everybody can use magic except for him. He can't use magic. They basically make him the Rock. Not only do they rip off Naruto, but they decided to combine him with Rock Lee, man. Which is like, oh my god. Which, I like Rock Lee, but Rock Lee peaked in the Sasuke retrieval arc, just like Kiba did in Naruto. So yeah, here they're not brothers, but they're kind of like brothers. They were abandoned at the same time. Which, if you look at the Wizard King, he kind of looks like a combination. The first Wizard King, he kind of looks like a combination of Ashita and Yuno. So maybe they are actually brothers. I don't know. I've only read up to volume 8, guys. I quit the manga after that. So yeah, so they're establishing the lore that when everybody turns 15, they're granted their grimoire that will allow them to use more advanced forms of magic, right? And everybody's been given a grimoire. And they also established that aristocrats in this Magic Kingdom, which the Magic Kingdom is called Clover, they're all named after the 4 suits in a playing card deck. This is the Clover Kingdom. They established that the more magic you have, the more, like, nobles have the most magic, and commoners tend to have the weakest magic. But yeah, so we find out Astra doesn't get a grimoire, but Yuno does get a grimoire, and his grimoire has a 4-leaf clover, and that means it's super lucky, right? Everybody's praising him, but because of that, Yuno becomes the target of this former Magic Knight, which Magic Knights are basically the Shinigami of... They also rip off Bleach as well. Are basically like the Shinigami of this world. And Yuno gets attacked by this guy who uses chain magic. That's the problem with the manga, is that a lot of the magic, not only does the magic kind of reminds me of Zatch Bell, by the way. But the magic is basically, some guy uses kind of magic and he could do different things with that form of magic. Like there's a guy who uses fire magic, he can do different kinds of fire magic. There's a girl that uses water magic, they use different kinds of water magic. He can do wind magic, he does different kinds of wind magic. And so everything he does is because his thing is chains, it's all chain related. It's kind of generic. But there is some strategy to the fights, but not a lot of strategy. So yeah, Astra decides to save him, only because he doesn't have any magic. He gets his ass kicked. But because he can't use magic, which we get as a backstory about, like, you know, here he says, I want to become the Wizard King, aka the Hokage, but we already know that. Here Astra gets his grimoire, and it contains a sword that is anti-magic, and it's because Astra can't use magic, he's chosen to be the wielder of the grimoire that has anti-magic. And his grimoire, they show you later, has a fifth leaf clover, and the 5th leaf resides the devil. So they're ripping off Naruto yet again. Oh my god. But yeah, his magic sword can cut through magic, and it can, later they show it can reflect magic as well. So the next chapter is they're going to the Magic Knights entrance exam, where they're going to get, where if they do well, they get chosen to join a Magic Knight squad. Or yeah. So here we see the Black Bulls, where Yuno is going to join them. And by the way, who does that remind you of, by the way? So here they show you the Magic Knights. One of them looks like a skinny Zaraki, and then you have this guy who's like who's the leader of the strongest Magic Knight squad, the Golden Dawn, who looks like fucking Griffith from Berserk. Oh my god. So yeah. So obviously Ashta, because he can't use any magic, fails at a lot of the tests. But when it comes to the magic fight, where the one-on-one duels, where they have the contestants fight each other, that's when Ashta impresses everybody by pretty much defeating his opponent in one blow. Which does very much remind me of Berserk, by the way. But it's a good way. And just like, and by the way, they even, in Naruto, there's a scene where Naruto gets like diarrhea, it has to take a huge dump. They have this here too, where it's like, oh my god. So yeah, so because Ashta's magic is shady and suspicious as fuck, only the Black Bulls will let him join their team, and the Black Bulls are supposed to be the worst Magic Knights team on the, like, in the country, because they're very ill-disciplined, and they have crazy members. Like, they have this chick who's a drunk and a pervert. You have this little girl who's a glutton. This guy who is very destructive with fireball magic. This guy, I don't even want to talk about this guy, Liam Senpai, who has a thing, I don't know. And this guy is basically, I'll show you, but like, we'll wait for a close-up. But he's basically like a battle fiend. There he is. That guy does lightning magic, and he's basically a battle fiend. And he looks too much like the guy on the team who uses spatial magic. So yeah. So here we have the fireball guys. Like, I'm gonna test the noob by throwing a fireball at him, only for him to deflect it and send it right back at him, which causes him to be instant friends with the guy. We also have another new member of the team who's who's part of the royal family, but she sucks at her magic and can control it. So they go on a mission. Which there's a scene where her magic goes out of control and Asha saves her. But yeah, they go on a mission to stop crazy. Well, it's supposed to be a boar hunt, but when they go to the village to kill the boar, they see the villagers are under attack by radical mages who want to kill these people because they're weak at magic, and they want to call people who have weak magic. And it ends basically on a cliffhanger, this volume. So what did I think about this book? One, it has an originality problem. Two, they ripped off Naruto too much. But besides from that, all the stuff they rip off from Naruto, the art is good, and what we see of the action scenes is good, and I do like a lot of the character designs. But the main fucking problem with the book, the main problem with the book, is that you have a very unlikable protagonist, and wait till you see what he looks like later on in this series. I couldn't believe what I fucking saw, man. He becomes basically like that. What's that one guy from GTA 4? Balagay Tony, the short guy with like who's super ripped. He looks so, his design looks so retarded. It's not bad enough that he's short, but like then he gets super ripped and he looks even more retarded looking, man. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that, when I saw like Kevin's review of that. Oh my god. And then there's the fact that the magic is very unoriginal, like, you know, it's very generic, the magic, man. Like they really maybe they do spice it up later on in the manga, but after volume 8 I was like, fuck, this shit is so unoriginal, man. The magic that people use suck, man. They can use it for in strategic ways, but because of the different magic spells they have in their grimoire, but it's just so fucking weak, man. But other than that, the first volume is not bad. Based on the art alone and the fact that it is a fun read, I would say it's a 6.5 out of 10, almost a 7. But you know, I have to give it like some. As a Naruto fan, I cannot give it a fucking 7 out of 10, man. Fuck, I can't. It just copies Naruto too much, man. Too much. So yeah, that's it for this review, guys. Look forward to the next Fantasy Month review, which maybe it'll be Death Dealer, maybe it'll be something else. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Peace.